Midterm project 1.03 circles on the coordinate plane. This is a review. The assignment is here. I have the PDF over here that I will do the lesson on. So this is circles, and if you remember the standard equation of a circle, it's going to be, well, the equation of a circle with center at h comma k. So the h is the x value, the k is the y value, and radius r is, we have x minus h squared plus y minus k squared equals r squared. And remember, if you don't have, if our h or our k is 0, then you're going to see a equation that's just like x squared plus y squared equals r squared. Okay, so if either of those two things are 0, you're not going to have the parentheses. It is the same thing as that. It's just, it looks a little different. Okay. I'm going to go to Desmos real quick just to recap what happens when we play with these numbers. So here is the generic form that I just showed you, the x squared plus y squared equals 1, or r squared. So in this situation, our radius would be 1. Now let's say I want to make my radius bigger. So if I make this 16, you would square root 16. The square root of 16 is 4, and that is our radius. So from the center of our circle outwards, we go to 4, every direction. Okay, now let's say if I make it to 25, the square root of 25 is 5, so our radius would therefore be 5, and that's the case here as well. I'll go back down, let's go to 4, so our radius would be 2 in the situation. I'm going to add some parentheses around our x and y, and this will now allow me to move my circle on the coordinate grid. Remember, the generic, or you want to have minus. So if I do minus, that means it's going to go the opposite direction. So minus would actually make it go into the positive direction. So my graph is going to, or my circle will move to the right. If I have, let's say, minus 2, it moves to the right 2 units. So now my center is at 2. Let's say I make this minus 1. So move my y value will move it up 1. Minus 1, and now my center is at 2, comma 1. Now if I flip this side, it's going to move it not up, but down. Okay, so these numbers are opposite. Minus 4 goes to the right. If I go plus 4, it's going to go to the left. And there it is. Okay, so that's a review of what happens with the different numbers in the formula. So model A, identify the center and the radius and write the equation of the circle. Okay, so the center is right here. See the center. And we're going to count from our origin. Our origin's at 0, 0. We go over to 3, so that's our h value. And we go down to negative 2. So our center's at 3, comma, negative 2. And then from our center, we're going to count outwards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 down, 5 left, 5 up. It's 5 every direction. So our radius is 5. So you're going to plug those numbers in to our equation up here. Remember, you're changing the sign. Well, you're using the negative sign, but like if you have a double negative for our k right here, it's going to become positive. So it's x minus our h, which is positive 3, plus y double negative is minus 2 squared equals 5 squared. So let's rewrite that again a little cleaner. X minus 3 squared plus, this becomes y plus 2, and 5 squared is 25. Identify the center and the radius and graph the circle. Okay. So right here, in there's no number or no parentheses, we know that our number is 0. So our h is going to be 0. Our k is not -3, but +3. Remember, it's the opposite. And our center is the square root of that number, which would be, sorry, our radius, my apologies. Our radius is the square root of that number, which is square root of 16 is 4. So let's go to 0, 3. Here's 0, 0. We don't go anywhere left and right, but we do go up 3. That's our center. And then our radius is 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4 down. Going left. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then draw your best circle. Model C, given the equation of a circle below, describe the transformations from x squared plus y squared equals 1. Okay, so let's go to the decimals again, and let's see what happens here. So we start generic, regular unit circle. It's right there. I'm going to copy this, paste it into the new one. And let's look at my other numbers. We have +2 - 3, 400. So this is 400 -2 + 3. Check that again. -2, oh, I had it backwards. So +2 - 3. Right. Here we go. Now we're going to have to zoom out because we have a very, very big radius here. 400 is our r squared, which means the square root of that is going to be 20. So our radius is 20. You see how big our circle is, right? Our center is these two numbers. So remember, it's opposite. So +2 becomes negative. So -2, 3. So our center is going to be right in here. It's actually really hard to tell where it's at. But then we have a radius of 20 going out both directions. So let's see here. Describe center. Ooh, I don't like how that's coming out. Here we go. I'm going to type in center. Center moves left 2 units, up 3 units. Our radius is 20. That's it right there. Model D. Given x squared plus y squared equals 29, solve for y if x equals 3. Okay, so we have an equation, and we need to solve it. So x equals 3. So we have 3 going in for x squared. So 3 squared plus y squared equals 29. 3 squared becomes 9. We subtract 9 from both sides. So we get 29 minus 9 becomes 20. And y squared is by itself now because these cancel out. To get our y squared by itself, we square root both sides, and we get y is equal to plus or minus square root of 20. You can square root this number and you get a decimal. We're going to leave it as a square root to get our exact answer. Remember, whenever you square root a number, you get plus and minus that number.